Hey, welcome in February 10th edition of the Lowdown, presented by our friends at Lehman's Hardware and Old Time General Store. I'm Bruce Hooley. Wish I had better news for you basketball Buckeye fans. Another tough loss for Ohio State last night. Tough because it's now 10 of 11, and it's getting to the point where it's hard to see how this team can even be eligible for the NIT. You got to have a winning record or a 500 record, and that doesn't look really reasonable or possible or plausible at this point with Michigan State coming in on Sunday. Northwestern avenges probably Ohio State's best Big Ten game of the year, a win in Evanston on January the 1st. It's a new year, but not one that anybody's going to remember anytime soon. We'll get to the high school basketball in a moment, and the Super Bowl. But first, I got to touch on a lot of the questions that I've gotten on social media since last night about my question to Chris Holtmann after the game. And Coach was obviously very disappointed that they lost, and he didn't really want to talk much about Bryce Sensabaugh sitting on the bench for the first 7 minutes or so of the first half and the second half. Now, look, Chris Holtmann can start whoever he wants to, but when you sit your team's leading scorer and then he comes into the game and he can't ever find his offensive rhythm and he matches his season low in scoring with only 4 points, well, then I think it's fair to ask about whether or not bringing Bryce Sensabaugh off the bench has bothered his ability to score, ability to feel comfortable in the Ohio State offense. He didn't start Sunday at Michigan. He went 4 of 14. He didn't start last night. He went 1 of 8. He had led the Buckeyes in scoring for 12 straight games up until those last 2. So I just asked the coach, or tried to ask the coach, if he felt like bringing Sensabaugh off the bench, admittedly with a good reason to try to keep him out of foul trouble, had messed with Bryce's momentum. And I get it. The coach was upset after a loss, and I don't really think he heard the question. I don't really think he had the patience for too many questions last night, and I'm fine with that. I had people ask me like, oh, are you upset that he wouldn't answer your question? No, I'm not upset at Chris Holtmann. I don't know or really care if he's upset with me. My job's always been to ask the questions you would ask, the questions that you want answered. It'll be the same Sunday when Michigan State comes to town. It'll be the same if Ohio State is undefeated. So that's always been my guiding principle is if I were a fan, what would I want asked? Because I'm allowed and given the privilege of being in those environments to ask those questions. I don't ask them because I care. I ask them because I know you do, and I'm supposed to be there on your behalf. So that's where it is. The season is gone from very promising to very disappointing, and the players and the coaches are allowed to be upset when they're asked questions. It's not fun going through a season like this. Thankfully, at Jackson Center, they're having a banner season. They're number 2 in the state. And Saturday night, Scott Elkert, the head coach at Jackson Center, will coach his final home game as the Jackson Center Tigers head coach. Scott's had an amazing career. I look forward to being a part of that on Saturday night, and I hope to pay tribute to Scott in a way that is appropriate for the amazing career he's had there at Jackson Center. What are we covering tonight? Well, tonight, Sonny Folks will be at the Tip Butler game in the MVL. We know there's a big game tonight in the Shelby County League with Fort Loramie at Russia, but we also know that there's another big game at Russia on Saturday night, and Sonny will be covering that one. So I think Marion Local and Russia on Saturday night. So those are number 4, number 6 in the state. So we'll be all over that one. In Central Ohio tonight, we will have, sorry for the interruption, we will have tonight Hilliard Bradley is at Olentangy Orange. Anthony Kalo and the Orange Pioneers are doing a phenomenal job this season. And then we will also have the championship game of the Mid-States League. Worthington Christian Boys playing host to Columbus Academy. Tonight I'll be at Ohio State Wrestling. Buckeyes on the mat against Nebraska. And Saturday I'm looking forward to taking in the number 1 ranked Division II women's basketball team in the state of Ohio, the Ashland Eagles. So Macy Spielman and the Ashland Eagles, I'm coming to see you Saturday at Ohio Dominican. I hope you will come and see our friends at Lehman's Hardware and Old Time General Store in Kidron, either in person or online. They are the exclusive sponsor of the Lowdown here on PressProsMagazine.com social channels. I'll give you a little instruction on how you can win a $50 gift card from Lehman's. You send an email to PressProsContest@gmail.com, PressProsContest@gmail.com, and you might win that $50 Lehman's gift card. They're a phenomenal retail experience. Located in Kidron, 4 miles south of Route 30. Make sure you go either online or in person and use the promo code Press Pros 15, Press Pros 15 to get a 15% discount. You got to browse the inventory to find out what's there. I don't have enough time in my day to go through all the inventory at Lehman's. It's a one-of-a-kind retail experience. You will love it. Most likely, if you've never been, you think I'm really kind of extravagantly praising Lehman's as some kind of place that, I've seen a million stores like this. And then everybody who goes says to me later, you were right. I've never been in a place like that. Yeah, exactly right. So check it out online. Build your excitement about going in person sometime. Make a day trip up to Amish country and enjoy all the hospitality, not just at Lehman's, but at everywhere up there. We appreciate you guys. We want to thank Lehman's for their sponsorship of the Lowdown. We want to thank you for reading PressProsMagazine.com, where all our content is free, no paywall ever, no limit on content ever. Check out the site. Tell us what you think. We'll see you out and about at the games you care about tonight. Until then, everybody have a great weekend.